In order to truly leverage templates in Bunnyshell, you will probably need your own custom templates. So in this video, I will show you how to create a custom template using a simple application as the basis for the demonstration. The principle to create a template is that you would create an environment just like any other, work on it, perfect it through trial and error probably until it works as expected. And when it's ready, you will generate a template and then put it in Git and then add it as a custom template source in Bunnyshell. So let's start by creating the environment. I will call it machine learning test because I have a very small project for a hello world in machine learning, and I'm going to use the dev branch on this repository. It contains a backend service and a front-end service, and you can see here the Bunnyshell YAML, which was generated based on the Docker Compose from the repository. At first sight, we have some things to change, but I'm gonna move forward with adding the components to the environment, and we'll check these here. So first of all, let's see what the template does. I'm gonna raise the project on my local machine to see how it looks like and what to expect. So I'm gonna open localhost, and I can see that I have here the front end. And if I choose an image to classify it, I see that it was classified correctly as a ship. Just as a side note, this project uses Cypher10, the Cypher10 dataset, and this was actually a ship image that I used, so it was in the folder ship here. Okay, so this is how the project will need to function in Bunnyshell as well. And going back to Bunnyshell, let's see the configuration which was generated. So I can see that the Git repository branch and the application path is fine for the backend. I have the build context, which is correct. The Docker file location is correct. However, I see here that I have an issue. Obviously, the localhost URL will not work. So what I need to do here is feed the front-end's environment to the backend application, so the front-end can perform AJAX requests, course requests. So what I will do is that I will interpolate here a value, components, front-end, ingress hosts, and it's the first host. So I use the components variable, the front end, because the front end component is named front end, and I need the first host of its ingress, meaning this one here. And one more thing, I need to put it on HTTPS. So a common pitfall here is that the host doesn't have a protocol, so you need to specify the protocol as well when needing a full URL. Moving forward, the ports seem fine. I have this debug parameter set to true. All seems well with the backend. The service is correctly exposed. Okay. Moving to the front-end application, I can see that it's the same issue here with the URL. So basically, I'm going to copy this to avoid typing it again, and instead of front end, I will use the backend URL because the front end obviously needs to know the backend URL to perform requests toward. I also modified the scheme here, and everything else really looks fine. I'm gonna save it, and I'm gonna deploy the changes. I'm gonna select my cluster, and I'm gonna hit deploy. Right now, Bunnyshell has generated a pipeline for this environment. Builds are not needed because I deployed an environment before, so they are cached. Basically, now it's running the cluster prerequisites and doing what it says in these jobs. They're pretty self-explanatory, not gonna dive deeper into this. And I'm gonna let the environment deploy. In the meantime, what I will do, I will create a repository within my account. I'm gonna call it custom ML template. Okay, I'm gonna make it private. I'm gonna add a readme file so I don't have to initialize the repository. And this is my brand new repository. This is where I will place the template, the custom template that I'm working on now. So I'm gonna hit this. Okay, and I'm gonna clone the repository here. I'm gonna cd into it. It only contains the readme as expected. Okay, so let's see what the status is. So it's actually deploying the Docker Compose components in Kubernetes. Probably it will take 1 more minute. So the point is that I have to have this environment running, and after I have it running, only then I can actually create the template. To save some time, I'm gonna start creating the template now. So remember, you need a certain structure in order to be able to use the templates. This is all specified in the documentation. So what I will do is I'm gonna create a directory, actually a nested directory. Within .bunnyshell, I need a folder called templates, right? And I'm gonna cd into it. And here I will run the Bunnyshell command, Bunnyshell template, but I can write it shorter, generate. Okay, I will name my template like ML, right? And if I list the folder, I can see that I have inside the Bunnyshell YAML, a template YAML, and a README file. Let's take a look at what these look like. So very simple. It's basically an empty Bunnyshell YAML, but here I will copy the working version of the YAML for the environment which I deployed. Let's also take a look at the template YAML. Okay, very straightforward, just the name, description, and the fact that it's discoverable. So in the meantime, probably, yeah, the environment is running, it has finished. So let's see if it's also working. I will choose a file here and classify it. So it works. The point is that my Bunnyshell YAML is now good to go, and what I'm going to do is go into the root of the repository and open my IDE so I can edit in an easier way. Okay, so regarding the Bunnyshell YAML, I said that the plan is to take it from here. So I'm gonna copy it and put it here. What I still need to get from this environment is the name. Actually, the name is not that important. It's just for me to easier recognize this whole YAML if I see it, because the name will be overwritten with the actual environment name. The URL handle is not part of the template. Obviously, it's an environment specific thing. And I can see that everything else looks fine. Just an observation, if you want your template to be self-contained, it might be a good idea to actually put the application or applications in this repository as well, but you will obviously need to adjust the Git repo here and also the branch. I'm gonna skip this for the sake of simplicity in this tutorial, but it's something that you should definitely consider. Regarding the YAML, obviously this is something you need to customize. You know what's important with regards to your template, and with regards to this file. This is the actual entry point, let's say, for the template. I copied the documentation URL. Take a look. You can also add some tags and some icons. In this case, I won't be doing this, and you can also add the stack to specify I don't know, programming languages, frameworks, libraries, and their versions. This is something that it's definitely worth doing. For the sake of simplicity, again, I won't do it in this tutorial, but I highly recommend you to do it. Okay, going back to the template, I can see that everything is basically ready. So I'm gonna go back to the terminal and I'm gonna add the template. I'm gonna commit. Okay, and I'm gonna push. I think main is the name of the branch. Okay, so now I have my template in Git. Let's also see it. So I'm gonna go to repositories. Sorry, what was the name? Okay, it's custom ML template. Okay, so light template was just the name. So I was in fact in the right repository. I can see that I can have I have this folder structure, so everything should be fine. What I'm gonna do now is that I'm gonna head into the templates section in order to add the actual template source. So right now I don't have any custom templates added. That's why I can see the Bunnyshell templates here front and center, but I'm going to add my templates. I'm gonna call the source my machine learning templates, and I'm gonna select the account. And I can see that the repository wasn't synced yet, so I need to hit this button here, refresh. A refresh is only done periodically, so now I have it. Okay, custom ML template, and the branch is main. I'm adding the template right now. It's being validated by the Bunnyshell system. And I can see that now I have the source, a template source named my ML templates with a single template within. Let's create an environment out of it. I'm gonna call it template test and add it in the playground project. And now the environment is good to go. I'm gonna also deploy it just to test things out, to be sure that everything is okay. In the meantime, I would also like to do something else. Maybe this light ML template, remember it had, for the backend, it has this parameter debug true, right? Maybe I would like to have another folder called lightml stage, right? And use this lightml for development. So what I would do is I would copy these files. Okay. And then within the Bunnyshell YAML, I will set this to false, right? The debug flag. Obviously, in a more complex application, you would have more changes to perform. I'm gonna add this here very quickly just to see that it's different. Okay, and this sounds about right. I'm not gonna add tags or icons or the technologies used here neither, but what I'm going to do is to add this as well. Okay, and I've pushed my template. Let's double check. Okay, so everything seems fine in Git, and I will go to the template source, and we can see that the template source was actually already updated. And this happens because a webhook is installed and notifies Bunnyshell when I make a push. So now I can create environments for both the dev version and the stage version. Obviously the naming is not perfect here, but it's just for demonstrative purposes. Let's wait a bit more until the environment gets deployed, and then we can see if it works. Okay, so the environment just got deployed. I would like to see if it's working, and as far as I know, the container for the backend starts a bit slower, so I will maybe wait some more seconds before classifying the image, and it's done. So there it is. I have an environment which was created out of a template, and I can see here that this is the case, and I can go to the templates page. Here I can see the summary. This is the README file contents, basically. Obviously not much info here. This is the description. Regarding the technologies, this is the stack details. I haven't included it, and this is the place where the icons would have also appeared. I can see the configuration of the template, which is obviously read from Git. I can go to the repository, and basically this is it. One more thing to add is that whenever the template gets updated, I will have a visual cue here that I also need to update my environment, and I will be able to go into diff mode to handpick the changes I need to import from the new template code, as to avoid overwriting my deliberate changes on the current environment. So this is it, and hope you get to create really awesome things on Bunnyshell.